Hi, I'm back. So I disappeared for like 3 months. Sorry about that, guys. But I'm back. I'm here. I'm finally recording episode 6? 7? I don't know. I'm recording an episode. It's been a while. Welcome back if you're returning viewers. Sorry, I went missing. And if this is your first time joining us, my name is Sam, and this is the Samsqueak Craftcast, which is a little podcast where I talk mostly about crochet and yarn, and very occasionally another craft I might have dabbled in. So welcome, I'm glad you're here. I don't have a ton to talk about today, which is part of the reason why it's been 3 months since I've recorded. So yeah, let's just jump in. First of all, in my last episode in April, I had a giveaway for reaching 100 subscribers, and I'm giving away a copy of the Treasure Island Shawl by Hannah at the Cozy Cottage Crochet, and I have drawn a winner for that. So the winner, I did a random number generator based on the comments that had entered, and the winner was Becca Smith. So Becca, if you're watching, congratulations. Shoot me an email at contact@samsqueak.com, or you can send me a message on Ravelry. I don't know if you can send messages on YouTube. I don't know. Send me a message on Ravelry or on Instagram, and I will put you in touch with Hannah, and she will get you a copy of that pattern. So congratulations. So yeah, that's our giveaway. Congratulations. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and yeah, I'm still excited that there's 100 people out there who like this podcast enough to click a little subscribe button. So yeah, that's my giveaway. Let's jump into finished objects, which we'll start off with what I'm wearing. So what I'm wearing is the April Showers wrap by Hooked Hazel on Instagram. This was a pattern test I did for her when she launched this pattern in April. And I did finish it, I think by the deadline. I may have gone over by a couple days, but I did get it finished. And I've been wearing it all summer as I can when it's not burning hot like it is right now. Yeah, it's made with it's a wrap by Red Heart, which is a color changing fingering weight cotton acrylic blend. 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. I don't remember the colorway that this one was called, but it's in my Ravelry notes if you want to check it out. I'm really happy with it. I really like it. It's, like I said, it's fingering weight, so it's real tiny, and it took me a while to get through it, but it's a super easy pattern. It's really great. So it's basically a giant chevron, like one section of a chevron with these like lacy panels in between, and the color change happens automatically, so it's really long, guys. I will note the color change on this yarn is not like on a Karen cake where they kind of dyed and then the color kind of bleeds into the next one. They actually tied a knot in the yarn at each section, so that made it easy for color changing. So when I got to the end and was ready to switch, because I don't like changing mid-row, so I just snipped it and took out their knot and made my own color change. So yeah, you start off real small here with the gray and black, and then move into the kind of deep teal, and then into the brighter blue. So you can wear it a ton of different ways. I wear it wrapped around my shoulders. I wear it kind of looped as a scarf. I've worn it even just tied this way like a scarf. I don't know how well you can see that. Pop up a little bit. It's real light and airy and nice on kind of cooler summer evenings, which we don't have a ton of here, but I'm really happy with it. So I recommend you go check out her pattern. It's on Ravelry. I'll link to it down below. She has a ton of great patterns. She's always coming up with something new. She has a really great swimsuit cover-up that she did this summer, and she just came out with a like drapey sweater. Anyways, so yeah, that's finished object number 1. Guys, I apologize if I am looking off to the side. So I typically record on a like actual camcorder, and my husband took it out of town with him. So I'm recording on my phone, and I am trying to remember to look at the camera, so I'm looking at you and not the giant screen over here, but please forgive me if I get distracted. So that is finished object number 1. Finished object number 2. I did not have to show you last time, because I had started it right after I recorded my last episode. So this was another pattern test that I did for Samantha at Bumblebee Acres farm. So they're a sheep farm, and they like harvest and make all of their own yarn from their sheep, and they dye it, and it's beautiful, and you should check them out. They also have a little podcast. I don't know if I haven't seen an episode in a while, so I don't know if she's still podcasting or if she's taking an extended break as well. But this pattern is out, and you should go check it out. So this is the Briochet shawl. So it's a crochet brioche, and I talked about this in my last episode, that there's a lot of different ways of doing crochet brioche. I'm really, really happy with this pattern. I love the texture. I love the way it looks. It's not going to be like most other crochet brioche patterns. So this brioche effect is achieved mostly through actually changing the yarn every row, as opposed to having it really being interwoven together, but it looks really cool. So I have not woven in my ends. I just finished this last night. I got really excited when I first started it, and then kind of the like excitement of the pattern wore off, and then it was just a lot to do, and it's too hot to wear right now, so I was not motivated to finish it quickly. So here we go. So this is the Briochet shawl. So it's a big triangle shawl, and then if you flip it over, it's the opposite colors. So I'll kind of show you, see if I can get this arranged. So there's 2 sides there. You see how it's reversible. And then we'll do a close-up of the stitch. So this stitch is a, it's very simple. It's nothing complicated that you couldn't do. It is a play on the camel stitch. Just kind of worked in a less common, more unique way, which makes this kind of knit ribbing look effect. And then when you're changing colors every row, it makes it reversible and super squishy, super beautiful, and I'm really happy with it. And then intermittently we have this lace section. It's made with 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn, so I think it calls for 200 grams of fingering weight yarn. I actually ran out of one of my colors before. I was trying to do one more panel and then end with a lace section of the teal, which is what the pattern would have called for. Though I don't know entirely if I was trying to do 1 too many sections and I misread the pattern and that this should have been in teal. But regardless, I just went until I ran out of my teal, and I am calling it done. So this yarn was, the teal is the Knit Picks Hawthorne Fingering in the colorway Poseidon, and that was a gift in my Fibre-Share swap from Sydney. Hi, Sydney. And then the yarn is Bumblebee Acres, and that is their Squishy Sock Inlet is the colorway. I showed that off in my last episode. and I have this much left. So again, it's really pretty colors. The teals mixed in with kind of like a browny gray. I don't know if that's focusing, but it was wonderful to work with. I loved it. It's kind of the knit picks had a little more of a twist to it, so they are two different kind of textures of yarn, but they worked really well together. I have not blocked this. I don't know if I'm going to. One, because I don't like blocking things, and two, I don't necessarily want it to lose the squishy factor, and I don't want it stretched out more. I kind of want to keep it bunched up, so we'll see. My phone ran out of storage, and my camera just stopped. Thankfully, I have it on selfie mode, so I saw that, and I didn't record the rest of the episode while it was giving me an error. So I freed up some space, and hopefully we'll be good. Back to the episode. So this is how I think I'm wearing it. I don't really know how to wear shawls appropriately. I don't do the shoulder drapey thing very often, but I'll pop up here. Yeah, so I'm really happy with it. I love it. I love how squishy it is. It's going to be great when it cools off. It will keep me very warm. So I will get the ends woven in on this at some point. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. You should go check out the pattern and let me know if you decide to make it, because I definitely think you should. So that is finished object number 2. Finished object number 3 I don't have with me. I will try to pop a picture of it up here. I made a little baby hat for a baby shower that a friend of mine is having her second child in just a couple weeks. So I made a slightly bigger hat for a fall baby, so it'll give it time to grow into it. She's having a little boy, and I made the hat out of Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton in a bright teal and a dark gray, and I don't know what the actual colorway names are. Yeah, and I just made up the pattern. So I did a slip stitch in the back loop rim, which made kind of that knit look brim, and then I did a kind of zigzag puff stitch for the top, for the hat part, and put a giant pom-pom on it, because giant pom-poms make baby hats better. So that's finished object number 3, and that's all I have. You would think in 3 months I would have done more than that, but life has been a little crazy lately. So my oldest ended preschool and is on summer break, which makes my life a little more chaotic. I don't have that kind of 2.5 hours a day to only have one kid. And my youngest stopped taking his morning nap, which it was time for, but I wasn't quite ready to let it go. So it's, yeah, and we've just been crazy with summer activities and family vacation and just all sorts of stuff. Nothing major, nothing bad, just busy life. So crochet has been kind of put on hold for a while. I haven't been doing much. I don't typically crochet a lot in the summer. It's hot here. It's hot. I don't like putting yarn on when it's hot, and we don't have central air in our house, so even in our house it's warm. We have a window unit, and it actually has not been a very bad summer, which I'm very thankful for. It's been relatively decent, but I still don't want to be playing with wool. And I don't really do crochet like home decor. It's not my style. I make scarves and gloves and things to keep your body warm, and that's just not necessary at this time of year. So I should make things so that I have them ready when it actually turns cold, instead of spending all of the cold months making the things to finish them right before spring. But that's just not how I work. So I don't have any other finished objects to show you. I have one work in progress, but to call it a work in progress is a bit of a stretch. It's been hibernating. So I started it, and again, it's hot and I can't wear it and I lost motivation. So let's move into works in progress and I'll show you the one thing I have. So this is the Kelsey shawl by Lacey over at Hooked on Owls. She was doing a crochet along for this when she released this pattern. It's a one skein Lion Brand Mandala pattern, and I have 2 skeins of Lion Brand Mandala, not in matching colorways, because I have a problem and I just buy 1 skein of yarn and then I don't know what to do with it. So I started that pattern. It's really great. I love it. You should go check it out. It's on Ravelry, and I just haven't finished it because, again, I can't wear it. But so this is my little start of a Kelsey shawl, which I will finish, and I will wear once it gets colder. So again, this is a triangle shawl, so it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. This is my colorway. I don't know what the color is. I feel like my camera's doing weird flashy things whenever I move. Sorry about that. So we're going to move in. We're almost done with the grays. I'm center pulling from this. So we're almost done with the grays. We're going to move into this deep blue, bright blue, and then out to a much lighter color at the end. So it's a fun stitch. It's got a fun texture to it. And then just intermittently, it's my little zebra marker to show me which side I'm increasing on. Intermittently we have these lacy sections. So yeah, that's the only thing I have actively on my hook. But like I said, it's hibernating. I have not touched it in probably 2 months. But I will get back to it at some point. I don't have a lot of acquisitions for you. I have been good and not buying yarn while I'm not using yarn. I do have one fun one that I got several months ago. I think actually right after I recorded my last episode, before I went into summer hibernation. So I teach crochet at the local yarn store in my town called Knit Nirvana, and I most of the time just let her pay me in yarn because I'm going to spend the money there anyways. So I was in and I saw this yarn and it screamed at me and told me that I had to buy it. And I said, now yarn, I don't know what I'm going to do with you, and I should stop buying yarn that I don't have a plan for, because then it sits in my basement forever, and I just can't, I didn't want to buy the yarn and then let it sit because I felt like that would be a waste of its beauty. So I went home and I went through my Ravelry favorites and I decided what I was going to make with it so that I could justify buying it. So this is a Madeline Tosh DK. Look at this color. Look how pretty it is. It's so perfect. I love it so much. It just makes me happy to look at it and squish it. Yeah, look at the purples and the blues there. Sorry, yeah. I'm sorry guys, it's showing you my black fingernail. I'll tell you that story in a second. So I'm going to pair that with this. So this colorway is Dopamine. And I'm pairing it with Birkin Stick, which is a black with some kind of browns and purpley reds in there. So that's going to be a cowl. I have the pattern all picked out. I will hopefully cast that on soon. So like I said, I'm sorry that I gave you a close-up of my gross black fingernail. I closed my finger in my car door like 6 weeks ago and it's not growing out. I'm afraid my fingernail's gonna fall off. I'm not happy about it. So I've been trying to keep it covered with nail polish, but I don't have any right now. So anyways, that's my only stash acquisition. They're so pretty. I love them so much, and I'm very excited for it to be fall so that I can put them around my neck in the form of a cowl. So be on the lookout for that. I mean, technically these are an acquisition because I bought them this morning, but they're not exciting. So we'll move into what's coming up, what I'm going to be working on next. So I have a friend who has 2 baby boys that she is adopting, and they are going to be 8 months apart, which I can't imagine. So basically she's having twins, except one of them will be mobile and the other will be a newborn. So I'm making them little hats. I'm going to do the same hat but different colors. So I bought these colors this morning. So this is Red Heart Soft, because for baby hats I want it to be soft and washable. So I haven't actually used Red Heart Soft before, but I liked this color, so I'm giving it a try. So this is Deep Sea. Yeah, 100% acrylic, worsted weight, and this is navy. So the pattern that I'm using for that is, I didn't write it down. I don't have it for you. It's a pattern by Lakeside Loops, and she sells on Ravelry and Etsy, and it's a cabled hat that is really pretty. I'm very excited about it. I love doing crocheted cables. So I just bought that last night. I'm going to cast these on probably this afternoon. And the hat comes in sizes from newborn to adult, and it is a paid for pattern, but I checked it out, I looked at it, through it, it looks very thorough and comprehensive, and I think it's definitely worth paying for a pattern, especially when it comes in so many different sizes. I don't necessarily want to pay for a hat pattern that I'm only going to be able to use for one person, but I can make these for everyone. And she has a deal, so it was buy 2 patterns get 1 free, so clearly I had to do that. So I also bought a second hat pattern and some cabled like long house socks. So I don't know when I'll be starting those, but I've been kind of following her patterns for a while and I really like them, so that is coming up next. The other thing I have coming up is I'm making a pair of fingerless mitts for my niece for her birthday, which is next week, but I won't see her on her birthday, so I have time. And they are fox fingerless mitts by a free pattern online by One Dog Woof, and I'll pop a picture up here so you can see them. I'm very excited about them. So I'm using, for the main mitt, I'll be using this Briochet, I forget what it's called, but it's their acrylic wool blend that I bought for my cardigan that I made as the edging, and I only bought half the amount I needed. So I'm using that as the base, and then the fox itself, I just have a impeccable Michaels brand acrylic orange and a white, and I'm just gonna, it's like 6 stitches in black, so I'm just gonna pull some, I think I have black cotton downstairs in my stash. So those are coming up. Those things will hopefully be finished by the end of August, as they all have to be gifted by the end of August. So yeah, that is all I have, guys. Not a lot. But thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for bearing with my absence, and it is starting to kind of cool off. No, it's not. It's 95 degrees today. It's been cooler. Today it's not at all. But fall is coming. We're into August, so it should be here soon. My oldest is going to kindergarten at the end of the month. So I'm officially going to be the mom of an elementary school kid. which is crazy because I think he was just a toddler like yesterday. I don't know. So he's going to kindergarten, which is going to cause a change in my schedule, a change in my work schedule, a change in my youngest is going to start going to a home daycare. So life will look a little different. So I am going to keep recording. I am going to keep podcasting. I am going to keep crocheting. But I'm going to be honest and say I don't know what it looks like once fall gets here. I'm thinking I might have to start recording in the evenings, at night after the kids go to bed. I don't know how well that will work in here. This is not a very well lit house, so I might have to get some lights, but we'll see. So bear with me. I'll figure it out. But I'm still around, and I missed you all. I have missed all of my Yarny friends on Instagram and my other podcast friends. I have not only been not recording my own episodes, I haven't been watching anyone else's, so I have no idea what's going on. So pop in the comments and tell me what you're doing, tell me what you're working on. And yeah, it's been nice catching up with you. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you are working on something fun, and I will talk to you next time.